You're listening to One Sweet Wrestling Podcast.
One Sweet Wrestling Podcast.
With your host, Beto Barragan.
And we all know that when the good Lord created man, he meant for him to look just like me.
And Alex Lewicki.
The tower of power, too sweet to be sour. I'm funky like a monkey. Sky's the limit and space is the place.
The podcast made by fans for wrestling fans.
One sweet, one sweet, one sweet, one sweet.
You're listening to One Sweet Wrestling Podcast.
Episode 37 of One Sweet Wrestling Podcast is in full effect. It is I, Beto Barragan, and with me, as always, the one and only human Wikipedia of wrestling.
Alex Lewicki.
What's up, dude?
Dude, I was just thinking, you know what I think my favorite catchphrase from WWE is? And I think everybody else hates it. Titus O'Neil's, hurrah, hurrah, hurrah.
That's your favorite right
Dude,
now?
it's so annoying because I walk around my house doing that to my wife, and she goes, shut up!
Do you do it when it's like really quiet in the house?
Yeah.
That's the best.
And then she's like, what is that? And I go, it was the dog. Our dog does not make that sound.
Nothing is better. It was the dog. Oh, I've seen your dog. She's like
No
a
way.
little chihuahua,
Dude, there's
dude.
no way she can make that sound.
That's awesome. Speaking of like weird noises or whatever, you know what mine is actually?
Huh.
It's gold dust. Yeah, I do that sometimes. Just, you know, when you're feeling a little gold dusty. I don't know, whatever.
Yeah.
So
hey.
this is a special episode because we were kind of like thinking lately, wrestling's been kind of, it's great. We live in a great time of pro wrestling, but
Abundance.
It's an abundance, and there's so much to cover. But it's kind of been kind of a slow week, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, really. Sorry. Really, the big headline coming out of this week is Kenny lost in the G1.
Yeah.
He lost a very physical match against Tomohiro Ishii. I got to watch it. I've been slacking off because, dude,
So much to cover.
you can get over, like, your body gets like, oh, dude, no
You
more
can get
wrestling
burnt
right now.
out. You can. And we're human, so that's the cool thing, you know?
So I took a few days off. I was like, all right, you know what? I know this is a good match. At this point, most times, what's up, Dylan? Heavy Metal Wrestling representing in the house.
That's
They got an event going on this Friday that we're going to be promoting in a little while. But yeah, so what was I getting at?
You were talking about just the content of Kenny Omega.
Oh, yeah, man. Okay, so I already knew he had lost. Whatever.
Right.
At that point, I had heard it was such a good match that I needed to watch it. Man, he is maybe one of as far as in-ring ability, he's top. He's got to be the top right now.
Yeah.
Like the top. I mean, look, you can say AJ and all this, but they're night in, night out doing this with, the different talent, different body types. I got to give it to Kenny.
It's always go.
So good. Oh, dude.
It's always go, and it's slam. It's like just slamming your fist into the audience, basically.
Dude, they did a really good story with, he got legit, like, injured. He got punched in the face or something, and he had a good cut in his lip, man. It looked legit, and Ishii was no slouch either, dude. He was getting it. He was putting some work in for sure.
So just so everybody that's listening right now, even on Instagram, because of course we go Instagram live every Tuesday at 6. Sometimes we're a little late, but hey, what are you going to do? You're joining in on the conversation, just whatever you guys are hearing, whatever you guys want to push and you guys want to talk to us about.
Yeah,
It's
maybe
kind of
we're
like an
missing
open-
something.
Yeah, maybe we're missing something. So open forum, bro, and just come hang out. That's pretty much all we're doing.
You want to talk about All Japan Women's Pro Wrestling back from the 90s? We're here for it. If you
damn.
guys want to talk about, I don't know, ECW, what your favorite match was, whatever. At this point, open floor.
Yeah, it's fair game, pretty much.
So, question for you.
Yeah.
Have you seen what's been going on with Brock and Paul Heyman? Like, they're trying to tease that Paul is strictly a business partner, and he's not like, he's coming off like, I'm your friend. He's like, no, I have no friends. I'm paying you to be my representative.
I feel like this is kind of just a ruse, a ploy, or it could be one of two things. It's a ruse or a ploy just to split them up because they're going to be gone anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
this is it, or we see them reunite at SummerSlam on a page, on the same page, and maybe Brock wins
That would be insane.
and just says, you know what, I don't need this title. But what does that do to the credibility of your product? Which, by the way, Brock kind of ruined that the last Raw anyway. So
Why would I watch this, Paul?
at this point, are we worried? Are we worried about credibility?
We got a good question.
Sure.
Dylan from Heavy Metal Wrestling is saying, what is the best match you've ever seen in person, and what was the worst match you've ever seen on TV?
Oh, that's a good question.
All right. Give us a few seconds with the Jeopardy music. Best match I've ever seen in person and worst I've seen on TV. Worst I've seen on TV. Oh, okay. Worst I've ever seen on TV was the Bray Wyatt Randy Orton House of Horrors match.
Oh,
It made
yeah,
no
that's pretty
sense
bad.
whatsoever. Best match I've ever seen in person, John Cena versus Rob Van Dam, when Rob Van Dam won the ECW championship at One Night Stand in New York City. Dude, that crowd
Damn.
got me so hyped. Dude, like there was dudes in that crowd that I don't know, man, like you saw the people from the old school crowd and you're like, yo, that's the dude with the flower t-shirt. That's the
Yeah,
dude with
yeah.
the hat. And you're like, I'm in an ECW crowd in New York City.
That's tight, dude.
I saw Sabu wrestle Rey Mysterio Jr. Dude,
Sick.
it's crazy to really think about like what I've seen. And it was just like, oh, all right, that's cool. Terry Funk.
Yeah.
I've seen Terry Funk wrestle against Cactus Jack. I was like, oh! So, yeah,
amazing.
that whole thing was hype.
And what was the worst that you've seen on TV? Was that the other one?
Oh, dude, the worst I've ever seen on TV was the House of Horrors match.
Oh,
at
the House of
WrestleMania.
Horrors. That's right. That's right.
Dude, terrible. It didn't make any sense.
It's funny because you have so much fond memories of like being able to see like the ECW originals in person.
Yeah.
And when you think of House of Horror matches, like, it's done. Like once you say that, it's like, oh,
Yeah, I was like, oh, shit.
like just cringy. Because for me, I'm probably gonna have to go there, but for the sake of being, just to add a little more flavor here, I'm gonna say the worst match that I've seen was actually Goldberg and Brock at WrestleMania.
Oh, the one that everybody booed them out
It
of.
was just bad, and
Yeah.
it was really hard because you were like watching these guys like telling, like Stone Cold is basically running the match, and he's trying to tell them like, look, y'all got to do this. You know, it just seemed like kind of standoffish, whatever. I think the best match that I've seen in person. It's hard for me to pick the best match in person because I think as a kid I didn't really get to go as much.
Yeah.
But years ago I saw Cassandra wrestling Rob Conway
What?
of all people, and it was NWA South Texas or something like that. And Cassandra, for as old as she was throwing down on some moves, man. Like just some flips, some old school type Undertaker stuff.
Yeah.
Kind of like not really comedic wrestling, but just the fact that like you see this person doing like Rey Mysterio moves, and that's the only thing I can like allocate it for just a general viewer. Throwing down like some lucha libre style stuff. And then having like that little back and forth thing with Rob Conway, it was fun.
That's right on.
Yeah.
That's right on. Man, dude, like thinking about really.
But I am looking forward to a match this Friday, and
No.
we'll talk about it later.
And
'cause
actually-
that's actually my thing.
I was just about to say, like,
Yeah.
they've been like heavy metal wrestling, not only because Dylan, we know Dylan, he's our homie, but dude, they get some really good people. Like, spoiler
We're doing
alert.
this. We're doing this. Look.
So
So
they-
this Friday, Heavy Metal Wrestling is going to have a show called Long Way to the Top. It's going to be awesome. They're actually going to be debuting their championship tournament. The Bare Knuckles Championship tournament is underway, and I'm just going to I have the bracket in front of me, so I'm going to go ahead and read off just a few of the matches, and one of the matches I'm looking forward to seeing, or a couple of them actually, just because it's, the environment there is kind of like once you go once, you're gonna want to keep going as Alex is flexing off to the people on Instagram.
Yeah, man.
This is selfie mode right here.
Boom.
But yeah, dude. Cody Lane versus Darby Allin, which already is.
So I've been catching up on a lot of Darby Allin.
Yeah.
We're gonna try to talk to him. I got a lot of questions for him.
Yeah. For sure.
A lot of questions. Oh, man. But man, dude, even the talent that are going up against, I guess these. I don't want to. I'm going to say this in the most respectful way possible.
Right.
Indie darlings, indie wrestlers. Like they're mainstays in the independent scene. That's,
right.
Okay, that's where I want to go with. But they're going up against these local talent that are holding their own with them.
Right.
And it's awesome to see. It's awesome to experience. Like, you're not watching this guy beat up a tomato can. He's not getting over for the crowd. It's like you may see somebody like ACH lose. Hell, Darby Allin might lose. We don't know.
Yeah, and the cool thing is like this is kind of like wrestling in its almost purest form, I would say.
Soda Pop Hendricks in the house.
I would say this is like wrestling in its purest form because there's really no like there's an overlaying storyline, okay? But right now it's all about because all of these wrestlers are connected in somehow, right? In some way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
This is the Bare Knuckles Championship tournament right now. This is the overlaying storyline. Who's going to be crowned the first ever heavy metal wrestling champion? You could go many ways with this, okay? Ruben Steele, the heavy metal wrestling original.
Yeah, man.
This guy is like death matches kind of style. We actually got to speak with him, so check out one of our episodes. We did an interview with Ruben Steele. Great style. He kind of reminds you. You know who he reminds me of?
Huh.
A shorter. What's his name?
Bruiser Brody?
No. In a sense, Bruiser Brody style. What's his name? The guy from Ring of Honor.
Punishment Martinez.
No. The guy from Ring of Honor that like he's.
Oh,
like
Delirious.
Is it Delirious?
The one with the mask?
No, dude. Ruben Steele.
Steele. Silas Young.
Silas Young. Dude.
Okay. Yeah,
That's
for
the
sure,
style
for sure.
that he reminds me of. So he's got to have like this Silas Young style, but a little more like hardcore. Kiefer Bartek is basically your freaking, I don't know, pretty boy wrestler. I mean, just gimmick wise, like if you just listen to the gimmicks, these guys are crazy talented. One I'm looking forward to is Tyrell Tempo versus Great Scott.
Yeah, man.
That like,
dude, I'm becoming a Great Scott fan. Like, he's legit.
I'm kind of like in between both of them.
I like his character a lot.
Yeah,
a lot, man. Like when I first saw him, I was like, this guy's a good wrestler. And the more I see him wrestle, I'm like, this guy's not only a really good wrestler, it's like you kind of feel sorry for him, even though he's getting his head cut open with a blade by Masada. I'm like, oh yeah, yo, okay, I didn't expect that.
But that's
pretty
so
dope.
cool because that work ethic is like one of those things. Like, it's crazy. We're talking about the work ethic of a local wrestler.
That's dope.
How awesome is that?
And honestly, guys, if you hear these names, go check them out on their social media.
Yeah, give them some love, man. They're all on Instagram. They're on Facebook. They're normal people, of course, just like you and me. But I mean, damn, some of the things that these people can do in the ring, I swear, like you're watching quality wrestling.
Yeah, man. Get to know your, promote local wrestling. Promote your local wrestling scene.
Period, bro. Period. Dude, I'm just going to ride a wave here because it seems like we got like a few other things to mention here.
Beforehand, hold on one second.
Yeah.
Dylan from Heavy Metal Wrestling says the least favorite match he's ever seen on TV was Patterson and Briscoe in an evening gown match. Yeah, that was super weird.
Oh, my God. I remember that.
The Stooges? Yeah, that's a trip.
So, you know what's funny? When that happened, my mom did not want me to watch WWF.
Really?
Yeah.
Was she like...
After she saw that, man, how old was I? I had to have been like 13.
Yeah, that sounds about right. The Attitude Era for us.
Yeah. So she's like, no, like you can't watch this. But WCW was okay until early 2000s, the last year of their run when they had like pretty much porn stars popping up on there wearing next to nothing.
Yeah. They're like, oh, we should probably be doing this.
Yeah. So she was like, you know what? I like The Rock. He's cute. You can watch wrestling again. That's how you got him. There you got him.
Dude, it's funny that, like, I remember, it's weird, like, my wrestling watching has not changed much since I was a kid.
Really?
Yeah, man. I remember watching Raw, and honestly, I think I was watching more WCW. Like, I liked their cruiserweights.
Yeah.
That hooked me quick because I was already kind of watching Lucha on Saturdays.
Oh, okay.
And I was like,
yeah.
oh, yo, that's Rey Mysterio. And
Oh, how crazy! Because see, you were living in California.
Yeah.
And you guys probably got what, CMLL and AAA and
yeah,
stuff like that.
Yeah, man. I remember seeing the promos. I was like, I don't understand what they're saying, but like I knew I was seeing something I couldn't get at WWF.
Right.
Until then, you started seeing the dudes, and that's
WCW and everything.
then that's how I caught on with ECW, because I was like, okay, homeboy from ECW was on here before WCW, and then what tripped me out was Mike Tenay. Mike Tenay is my favorite announcer next to Mauro Ranallo, because he is the guy that made me think that there was more to wrestling.
Professor.
Yes, dude. Like when he was saying about when Jushin Liger was wrestling, he's like, he's from Japan. I was like, dude, they wrestle in Japan? And then that got me interested in Japan.
Yeah.
And then, dude, I remember looking at websites when I was in like middle school. I was like digging into GeoCities.
Isn't it? Oh my God, GeoCities.
Dude, GeoCities for anything about
GeoCities.
Japanese wrestling, not knowing that we were probably in the one
Give
of
me
the.
a second,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah,
I'm
go for
sorry.
it, dude. I'm
Go
gonna
ahead, let
keep. I'm
these
gonna keep
people know
going
that.
on my rant.
Yeah, go ahead.
Dude, like looking up GeoCities websites for anything having to do with Japanese wrestling, and then Mike Tenay was constantly like referencing the Super Junior crown. I was like, oh, or the Super Junior Cup. So immediately I started looking for that, and then there was a mall in Riverside, actually pretty close to where the Young Bucks live. There's a big mall, and at one of the kiosks, I think it was RF Video, and if I'm correct, they did a lot of like import tapes for Japanese and other like it's essentially what High Spots is now. They were doing then. So what I used to do, I saw this one. It was like, what was it? Best of Japanese hardcore wrestling. Dude, when I say my life turned around after I got that, I was like, there's a whole other thing. I was just telling him about the time I found a mall that had Japanese hardcore wrestling on tape. Dude, remember those kiosks that they would have? They're like, hey, you want to buy some wrestling tapes? Yes, I do.
How crazy. You know, I was more sheltered, so I wasn't allowed to watch that stuff until like maybe my high school years.
Really?
Yeah, I missed out on a lot, dude.
I didn't realize how liberal my parents were with me. They're like, okay, well, here.
It's
You want to watch?
different here.
I think my parents knew, like, well, pro wrestling's not real.
Well, we would watch like I mean, we would watch some stuff that like it was like, damn, like my mom's like letting us watch this. Like, I mean, we were watching Reservoir Dogs, we were watching horror movies, we were watching some shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I don't know what it was about wrestling that kind of like made her go, no, that's pretty crazy. That's letting you know like you can do that to your brother, I guess. Like hit him in the head with a stick or, you know, like
Well, yeah,
hit
I
him with
mean-
a folding chair at a wedding. You know what I'm saying?
I think it was the news. Remember, like, everything was because
Well,
of-
that was those kids were doing moves to each other and like breaking each other's necks and stuff, and the backyard wrestling boom happened.
Dude, backyard wrestling. Remember? Okay, be honest. Don't lie, because I know you do. Have you ever been in a backyard wrestling match?
Yes.
Yes, dude.
Okay. First off, if you're a wrestling fan, there's two things that you do. One, you
Shout out to Rich Gonzo. Shout out to WWE Green Man.
nice Green Man. What's up? I'm saying this.
We're talking about Beto's backyard wrestling career.
These are three things that if you were a wrestling fan, this is what you do, or this is whatever. You wear wrestling t-shirts.
Well, yeah, we still do.
You talk about wrestling constantly. And the third one, you have wrestled in a backyard wrestling
I have
match.
a fourth. For
What's
you.
the fourth?
Your G.I. Joes or your figurines, you'd have
Oh,
a
those were
champion.
your those
We
were your
had this
wrestlers.
conversation at
Yes,
the
those were your
Comic-Con.
wrestlers, of course. Those were your wrestlers. You'd have like Batman going up against Spider-Man.
210 Culture, what's going on, y'all?
We're gonna have 210 Culture on the show next week.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, they're gonna talk to us about their bean bash. So if you live in San Antonio and you love those frijoles that Mama used to make, or you like them a little spicy, they're going to have an event. We're going to be one of the hosts, or not one of the hosts, but we're going to be one of the judges. So we're going to terrify our girlfriends at night after that event. But it's going to be fun.
Terrify your girlfriend, terrify my wife. I gotta
right.
clarify that before
Your
I get
wife.
some heat
Your
at
wife.
home. What's he talking about? Girlfriend? What? Look, I don't know. Yeah, and you. Oh yeah, Green Man. And you would RKO everyone into a pool.
Oh, you have to. That's always
Dude,
you have to do some sort of
My
wrestling.
best
move in a
man and
pool.
I used. This is so embarrassing.
You have
We
to say
used
it.
to pretend that we were doing hardcore wrestling, and I would suplex him and be like, "Oh, he suplexed him through the plate glass window."
Yes.
You're not doing anything but throwing him into a pool.
Dude, but how fun is it, man?
And I would go over all the time. I was like, you need to win.
Okay, listening on Instagram, or if you're listening to this on anything and you can comment, go ahead and comment what move you would do into the swimming pool. What was your go-to move in the swimming pool?
Okay, let's get back to your backyard wrestling career.
All right, so we used to, so back in the day, I was in a band, and we would wrestle in the backyard. And I don't know what we called it. I think we called it, damn, I'm trying to remember the name. It doesn't matter. But it was like me, like the bandmates, and then other bands would come hang out with us. I sounded Canadian, so that gives you an idea what my character was. So I was like a monster Mongol or whatever, like a Yeti kind of thing. So because I was the biggest kid, I was the tallest one. All of them are a bunch of short little. They're a bunch of short little Mexican kids. So like. They're little, you know what I mean? And
That's amazing.
I'm a big Mexican kid compared to them. I am Yokozuna compared to everybody else, but I'm tall, so I kind of lean out, right? I'm Giant Gonzalez mixed with like Undertaker from the old school Undertaker.
Yeah, I know
and
what you're talking
Mankind. Okay,
Wow.
So those were my characters. It was like that was my guy, because we were like, okay, we got to be real about this. We got to have real characters. We can't like. A guy that's like 5'5" cannot claim to be The Rock. Like let's be real. So everybody had like different characters. I remember one guy was like a luchador, and all he did was like tie a shirt over his like a ninja. And so we were very resourceful. And I remember I choke slammed this dude, and everybody was like, "Call your shit, like call your spots." You know what I mean?
Oh, real professional.
Oh, we had to be professional because you didn't want to hurt yourself, right? So
basically, you don't want somebody's mom coming to kick your ass.
Exactly.
What did you do to my boy? Well, Johnny said that I could choke slam him. Look, pendejo, I didn't say anything about choke slamming.
I choke slammed this dude from climbing onto the fence into a box spring. The crazy thing was that the box spring had no actual springs.
So it was a box?
So it was a box with the sheet over it, and he fell straight through like into the stage. You know what I mean? So he just goes in, thunk, and he's just in there, and everyone goes, "Oh, holy shit, holy shit, holy shit."
I'm really hurt, guys.
And he's like there, like going, "Oh," holding his arm, like holding his shoulder, just like elbows cut, because he scraped it from the wood inside. Oh my God, dude, I forgot about that. If you're listening out there, dude, I'm so sorry I did that, but you called that spot. I didn't.
Throw me through it.
He said, "Throw me through." All right.
Oh,
okay.
Man, that's terrible.
All
Dude,
right. What about you? What did you do?
Oh, man. Okay.
Did you do like flaming tables and stuff?
No,
we didn't go
no.
that far.
You know what's interesting? Now that I figured out why Sabre Jr. like appeals to me so much.
Yeah.
So, at the same time, I caught on to. Like from the time I could start renting stuff at Blockbuster,
Yeah.
I got whatever UFCs were on tape. And so I saw these dudes doing grappling and stuff. And so what I used to do was when I'd wrestle my friends, whether it be just, we would wrestle, like legit, like no throwing or anything. We would like.
You were like doing like collegiate wrestling.
Yeah, man. It was strange. We were like 10 years old wrestling.
That's tight.
And like, I remember when I eventually did do a backyard federation, we were wrestling in this guy's. Oh Jesus! So this guy,
I love it.
They were two brothers.
Okay. Oh, that's the best.
Yeah.
And they think they're the Hardy Boys, right?
Actually, one of them did.
They thought they were the Hardy
One
Boys.
would always do the
and
Jeff Hardy.
He had socks on his arms.
No, he didn't. But he dressed in all black, and he was my tag team partner
Oh
at
my
one
God.
point. But he
Probably had socks on his arms. Like
dude.
The reps.
Dude. So we used to wrestle in their apartment when their mom was gone at work. And we would put 2 bed springs, like 2, comforters
Yeah.
on the bed. Dude, I was all ground. I was what like Team Catchpoint from Evolve is. Like I was all grapple,
yeah.
Zack Sabre Jr. shit. And like all these other guys were just like trying to be Triple H. I'm like, I like Dean Malenko.
Yeah.
I'm dig.
That's the closest thing that you know.
Yeah,
right?
man.
Yeah.
I was like, I dig that Texas Clover. That was my finisher. The Texas Cloverleaf was my finisher.
Tight.
Wow. I can't believe I remember that. Wow. I don't think I ever held any. Oh, Jesus.
You had a belt? Did you tape it?
Oh, yes. Dude, I swear to God, we have a tape someplace. And I don't know if I have it or somebody else, but I think I might have it. If I can find it, dude, we're going to
we got to find it. We have to.
Oh, man.
We're going to do a watch party then.
Oh, dude.
If
I'm
we
gonna
could
try to
find, if
find
we could
this.
find those tapes, like,
Yeah.
I know somebody has
It might
the
be
one
back
we
at my
did.
parents' house back home in California.
You have to ask them, dude.
Forget that. I'm just going to go back and search for it myself.
There you go.
Wow.
Do it. That's awesome.
Wow, man. That's amazing. How did we start off on this?
I don't know, man, but that was a lot of fun. But look, so I don't know about you, but I've been hearing a lot of rumors today. And one of the things is that, okay, a couple of things. Dean Ambrose is coming back.
Do you care? Be real.
No.
Me either.
I don't. Dean Ambrose is coming back. John Cena is expected to return September 1st.
Already?
In China, because I think he's like the ambassador over there. So he said, he tweeted out, sixth move of death is in the works or something
So
like
Dylan
that.
asked me, what was my backyard name?
What was your backyard name?
It's the worst shit ever. The Dark Assassin.
The Dark Assassin.
Because I was the darkest kid. Because I used to play football and I was always super tan.
Yeah.
And I was like, what can I name myself? They're like, you're the Dark Beaner. I'm like, first off, shut up. No.
Oh, I hate that when your friends name you.
Yeah. I was like, I don't want to be the... Okay, yeah, Dylan. Yeah, let's talk business, man. I'll be your shooter.
There you go.
No, man, but he's
Dang, you just got signed.
Look, you got to promote yourself, kid. No, no, man, but it was fun. Like, I've honestly, I was thinking about this today, and I was talking to some guy at work that I'm thinking after my gym membership runs out, man, I think I'm going to jiu-jitsu. I can.
That's cool.
I'm pretty sure I can afford it, and all my friends are doing it back
I would
home.
love to do it, but I just can't afford it, man.
Dude, it's pricey.
It's pricey. You have to be committed too.
That's
it's like an
dude. It's
everyday.
down. It's down the street from my house. I have no excuses.
There's no excuse. You got to go every day.
And I know one of my friends back home, if I did it, he'd be on my ass, like, or maybe not. He'd be like, "Are you doing anything?" No. Oh, all right. Well, you probably.
It's
want to
one
get
of
back on
those
that.
things, though. Like you got to be like, "Hey, I got to go. I got to do it." There's no excuse. I can't like chill with. You can't chill with the wife and watch The Office for the 15th time. There's no way. You got to just
I
go
do that
every
on the
day.
regular.
You know what I'm saying?
On
Like,
the regular.
Yeah, you just got to do it, man.
Yeah. So tell me.
Okay, so Dean Ambrose coming back.
Yes.
Don't care.
Right.
However, I would care if they start to do something creative with that.
They need to.
Which bears in mind it's coming up. The other thing is that John Cena is coming back, claiming that he's learned a new move. The sixth move of death is going to explode in China or something like that.
It's
Anyway,
something so basic.
it might be a DDT. Who knows? How awesome! A
That'd be
leg
pretty
drop.
funny.
Which brings me to the next point. Apparently, Hulk Hogan and Scott Hall, along with Kevin Nash, have been spotted just out and about somewhere.
Were they at the Performance Center?
I want to say, let me see.
If that's the one, then yes, I did, because I did see pictures of that, but I didn't think it was like super recent.
So check this out. Like I think they were like hanging out at like a restaurant or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And Hogan says that on October 27th, here it is. Yeah, he tweeted this on the 5th. October 27th, the biggest day ever. History will be made again in the world of wrestling. Too sweet, Hollywood Hogan for life.
What's going on in October 27th? Dude, do you think they're going to open up their own federation?
No.
Or go back to Impact?
I think the NWO is coming back, but it's probably
Hold
going
on.
to be
What's October 27th fall on? Because I can tell you October 27th.
Monday Night Raw.
It's a Saturday.
Oh, it's a Saturday.
What the hell are they going to do on a Saturday? What goes on a Saturday? Pay-per-views, UFC events.
NXT TakeOver.
Ooh. Wait, is there
Take
something
over Halloween Havoc. No, I don't know. I doubt it. It could be, because Starrcade kind of came out of nowhere.
Hold on. Let me see.
Look
something.
that up. Look that up.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
what I'm saying
I'm
is
looking
that-
up the schedule,
Here's
trying
the
to
thing.
figure it out.
Here's what I'm saying. Before I blow your mind over here, Alex. Here's the thing. Hulk Hogan is being reinducted back into the Hall of Fame.
He's basically getting put back into the family.
I think that's going to be another NWO, like just more NWO like stuff, matches, things that happened in the NWO, like
Watch it just-
on the network.
I think it's going to do something with the network.
It has to be. There's gonna be something with the network, but what I also will say is that it's probably gonna be maybe alluding to the NWO coming back, but it's not gonna be Hulk Hogan, Scott Hall, Kevin Nash. There might be small players in it. It could very well be Dean Ambrose, John Cena, and somebody else. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I'm just spitballing here. I'm freestyling here with this idea of, if you're going to bring back the NWO, an iconic symbol in the world of wrestling or organization, whatever you're going to do, bring it back like with some fresh faces. Familiar faces, but fresh faces. People that can carry that banner. Because if you have the property, why not make, in my opinion, at this point, you have the club. It's basically the Bullet Club.
Yeah.
NWO is basically the Bullet Club. Why not have Balor and the Good Brothers and AJ become the new NWO? Does that ruin anything? Does it help carry the banner? Maybe Hogan and Nash and Hall pass the torch to these guys?
October 28th is Evolution. What if it's a female member of the NWO?
Who?
Well,
Who
Miss
would it be?
Elizabeth was technically the first member of the NWO that was a woman.
Exactly.
That's lame. Dude, okay. Not women wrestling. I'm just saying in general. I don't see okay. What baffles me is, does anybody really want to see them back on a regular basis? You know what I mean? Like,
No, they're not going to. It's going to be a one-off. What I'm saying is going to be a one-off, and I think it's going to be a passing of the torch or an announcement that they're going to be on the network.
they're going to have their own show.
They're going to have their own reality show, maybe. I don't know.
I see it more leaning towards that.
It's possible. Now with Scott Hall's new sobriety and,
Yeah,
Kevin
shout out to him
Nash-
for that, too.
Yeah, for sure. And like Kevin Nash and his movie career, in a sense.
Yeah.
And Hulk Hogan going through what he went through.
Yeah, it'd
And
be
trying to
interesting.
rebuild. That'd be interesting. It's just I don't know. Maybe it has something to do with that. I don't know.
That's interesting.
I digress. I don't know, man.
That's very interesting.
But that's one of the things that's happening. Yeah, I don't know. You have any questions?
Yes.
We gotta have a question.
Yeah, man.
Hold up.
Actually.
Let me just go ahead and just give this a shout out because it's it's wrestling in San Antonio. RCW World Class Revolution on September 8th in San Antonio, Texas. Some people just scheduled to appear. Big Papa Pump, Scott Steiner. I think we should include that into something.
Oh, that's something.
Yeah,
That's something.
I think we
something.
should. Also, you have the Monster Abyss, the RCW champion, going up against Fala Ba. I'm not really familiar with Fala Ba, but looking at him, he looks to be like part of the Samoan family. Maybe we'll kind of look into that.
I'll check it out.
Yeah, we'll kind of dig into that. The RCW Women's Championship is going to be defended. Rebel versus Barbie Hayden. We saw these gals wrestle. I have an old fashioned sense of speaking about women, I guess. We saw these gals wrestling.
Lee's
Jeez.
also believe
It's a respectable thing. I think it's what it is.
That's what they deserve.
I'm a Texan boy. That's just how we talk sometimes.
Yes, Diddy.
Yes, daddy. A little bit of something. But gonna be an exciting show. Should be a lot of fun. So, your question, Alex.
Yeah, man. Are you excited for All In now?
With the cards and stuff?
Well, now that we know that we can watch it.
Oh, now that yeah, definitely. Okay, how big do you think this thing is gonna get?
Somebody brought this up online, and I think it bears repeating. I hope nobody illegally streams it, because it's one thing to go against the WWE. They can I don't want to say they can afford it. They probably hate it just as much as anybody would, but it's not going to make that big of an impact. But these dudes are putting their own money out, so whatever they put out, you got to realize not only buying their shirts, not only buying, the Bullet Club stuff, but it's like, if you really want to invest in these guys, this is basically like a Patreon or a GoFundMe. It's like
you got to buy it.
They already sold it out, but it's also okay. I would hope by now they've kind of broke even. I hope, but it really is on us as fans to really go, you know what? We want to support these guys. They put out Being the Elite every week, which, dude, that's created a monster within themselves. But yeah, man, look, we're going to get it. We're going to get it. We're going to review it right after. We might even do a live party. We're not sure yet. We're going to figure it out. We got about a month. But, dude, and to think it's getting, I hope, is headlined by the NWA World title.
Yeah, that's going to be great.
That's
dude.
so cool.
And for the fact that we actually got to see the NWA World Heavyweight Champion wrestle here in San Antonio
And talk to him.
and talk to the guy. I mean, just a really cool. We live in such a very interesting time. We live in such a great time for where pro wrestling is kind of like bordered on that. It still has some kayfabe to it, but it's still like real. You know what I mean? In the sense of like not. I'm saying not the outcome, but I'm saying the mystique of it all. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, when I've been watching Evolve a lot this past week, and the one thing is, I'm getting used to a lot of the guys. Granted, this is kind of the first I'm really being able to see it in its entirety. But dude, like not knowing who's really who is nice to see because you don't know who's supposed to go over.
That's awesome, and then it helps you decipher your own.
Like, who do I like?
Who do I like?
For sure.
And that's what I've kind of grown to. Like, who do I like when I watch independent wrestling?
Yes.
Like, do I like the Bullet Club? Yeah, it's kind of like they're cool, dude. You know what I mean? Like, but do I like, Zack Sabre Jr.? Yeah, I like what he can do in the ring. Do I like, Phoenix and Pentagon?
Okay.
Yeah, dude. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you can, based off of their talents. That's why I like Lucha Underground is another promotion that's pretty cool. It's just really, really great of such a time that we live in wrestling, where you can actually hit up these wrestlers on social media sometimes.
Dude,
and they respond to you.
This is
crazy.
What this reminds me of is like going to a hardcore show, and then after the show, you get to talk to the lead singer, or like, hey, dude, I really like your stuff. The song really means a lot to me. A lot of people are going out to, hey, Kenny, hey, Bucks, you really, you guys are really, Cody, you guys are really helping me out with,
like with the ticket thing, that ticket situation. What a nice guy, dude.
Legit.
Like,
We've witnessed it firsthand.
I know, but like the thing is like it's just so cool. Like that guy is willing to give basically the shirt off his back for this wrestling fan to go travel to see them perform. Yeah, because he's like, dude, you bought a ticket. You were one of the lucky few.
Yeah,
come on. Yeah, like where you're gonna go. You're gonna fill in that seat.
That is pretty dope.
I don't know, man. So it's gonna be. All In's going to be on
September 1st.
September 1st. All major pay-per-view outlets, as well as Fight TV. It's going to start at 7 p.m. Eastern.
You might have to come over to my place and watch it.
We'll probably have to do that. So, the first hour is actually going to be free.
You know what's messed up? I don't have that channel.
I don't even know. WGN. Like last I heard, WGN was kind of like one of those off cable channels.
Yeah, like you could always get it. That's the weird thing. When I moved to DirecTV, that's one of the channels I did not get. I was like, wait, what, dude? I've literally seen WGN and watched Family Matters back since
the 90s. Oh my gosh,
90s.
Remember that?
Yeah, I was like, this is nothing crazy.
That's crazy, but it's interesting because it just shows like how grassroots this thing is,
and that's cool that they're actually getting picked up.
Yeah,
it's not like, oh, by the way, they're just getting. You can watch it on YouTube for free. It's like, no, you can watch it as a community, as your friends. Like, hey, come over. We're gonna watch it on TV.
How crazy, dude!
That's pretty cool.
That's really
good for
awesome. Them. Anything else?
Do you have a question?
You know what? I don't at this time.
That's fine.
I mean, I'm chilling. I think it was.
I'm gonna coin a Joe Rogan phrase. Let's wrap this bitch up.
That's right. Kick that fucking mule, Lee. All right, Alex. Ain't nothing left to say, but we out.